Welcome to Six's Overdrive today, guys. It is minus 16 outside. It is way too cold to do anything on a motorcycle. So instead, we're gonna do something on the Traeger 850 Timberline grill. And you know what that something is? Yeah, it's meat candy. We have pork belly here and we're gonna cut it into burnt ends. Now the burnt ends we're gonna serve later to my buddies from the Milk Fed Turkeys, the band I play in. They're gonna come over, we're gonna watch Spinal Tap together. But I'm gonna try to show you, with it being my first time,
for the very first time,
I'm gonna try to show you guys how to make these things the easiest way possible and the tastiest at the same time. And then we're gonna put the Traeger to the limit because it is minus 16 out.
That's all right. You'll get used to it. Said no one ever.
So if you guys are looking for a Timberline 850, you might get a lot from this too. And we're gonna try out a new spice today. It is from Jess Prylis. It's called Hard Core Carnivore Red. It's supposed to be a pork rub. You can use whatever pork rubs you have if you don't have this sitting around. But this is supposed to be really tasty, and we're gonna see how it works on these beautiful, beautiful pork belly burnt ends. So stick around, guys, till after the intro, and we'll get to it. So, we've taken these out of the package and we put them on the table, we thawed them. Now we're gonna get them down to room temperature. That's always the best way to start with your meat. Get it to room temperature before you put the rub on. And then we're gonna take this new rub and we're gonna cut these up into about 2-inch cubes. And then we're gonna pour this and we're gonna try it out. And then we're gonna let it sit for probably about a half hour per side before we put it on the barbecue. So all of those tender, juicy flavors are gonna get right into the meat. I'm getting hungry just thinking about it. So now what we gotta do, now that it's at room temperature, we have to cut them into 2-inch cubes. The reason we do 2-inch, some guys say 1-inch, but it shrinks a lot. So you wanna get it into 2-inch cubes. I've got my nice trusty protein knife here. This is from Knifeware in Edmonton on White Avenue. We spent a lot of money on these knives, but wow, they work really nice. Whew. Can't wait to use it. I love using this thing. Look at how it cuts right through the pork belly. Oh, it's so sharp. You don't want your fingers anywhere near this thing. Now what we need to do is put on our Hard Core Carnivore rub, and what you want to do is get it nice, you want it red, right? Keep it up nice and high so it's a nice even distribution. And we're gonna want to get all the sides with this. Make sure it's covered, like make sure it covers good. This particular rub's supposed to have charcoal in it, which will allow it to crisp and get that dark bark on the meat. So I'm really excited to see if it really works. If you were with me right now, you could actually see the charcoal bits in it. And I'm hoping that adds a lot to it. I mean, sometimes I put my own spices together, but it's always fun trying new spices. And this one was given to me by Home Hardware in Lloydminster to give it a try because I want to start carrying it in the store. So yeah, take a look at Home Hardware if you're from around here, or look this up online. I'll try to put a link below so that you can find where it is. Now, I'm not getting paid for this except for the fact that they give me a free rub.
So we're just hanging out in the park, me and my friend Anket, me and Anket.
I just thought you guys might want to check it. If it works really good, maybe you want to go out and buy it. All right, we've got the rub on. It's good to go, well balanced on all 3 sides. I've got the pork belly up, and now we have to turn on the Traeger. You want the rub to sit in for at least 15 minutes. Some people go up to an hour. Some people do it overnight, but I find that it takes a lot of the moisture out of the meat. So on this one today, we're trying the time it takes to warm up the barbecue or the Traeger grill, which should be about 20 minutes. and then we'll put it on and we're gonna cook it at 250 for 3 hours. Now, for those of you who like to follow the recipe down to the last minute little detail, we're also using the premium signature select pellets from Traeger. I put these in the winter time so I don't have to change them out between alder and pecan and apple and whatever. This one seems to work on just about everything. So if you're wanting a particular good flavor, or if you're spritzing this later with apple juice or something, maybe you want to use apple pellets, it's all up to you guys. You can interchange it as much as you want. But we're using the signature, basically works for any kind of meat. Well guys, I guess we have nothing to do now but sit and wait. The pork belly is up there on the grill, it's cooking, it's gonna take 2 to 3 hours, and then after that we're gonna put barbecue sauce and put it back in again so that it gets nice and crisp and that barbecue sauce just adheres. So we'll have another hour after that. So right now it's about 3 o'clock here, and I'm gonna be checking them at a 5:30. And then we're going to be putting the barbecue sauce, and then the turkeys are going to come over. We're going to watch our Spinal Tap, and hopefully we have some delicious pork belly burnt ends to tell you guys about so that you can try this recipe back at home. All right guys, just one more hour to go. We got the temperature up to about 180 to 200, somewhere in there for getting nice pork belly. Then you take it off, you put it into a pan, you toss it with barbecue sauce, whatever type of barbecue sauce you want. I use the root beer sauce from Guy Fiero. I don't know how to pronounce his name, famous guy anyway. Put that on, toss it, put a little more rub in there too, and toss it all together, swish it around, put aluminum foil over it. If you have an aluminum pan, use that. That's what most guys recommend. I didn't have one here. Then we toss it back on the grill for another hour, and then we're gonna let it wait for 15 minutes. We'll let it stand and let everything, just get all the juices through it without the heat in it. And then the milk-fed turkeys and I are gonna have a taste test, and I think it's gonna be pretty delicious. Well guys, the turkeys are just about here, so let's get this out of the way and talk about how good this was and how you might be able to make sure that you get everything right. Make sure the temperature is set for 275. That's what it takes to do these. It takes about 3 hours. It takes about 1 hour after that, after you shake it up with barbecue sauce, and then you're good as gold. Let it sit for 15 minutes, and that'll let all the flavors come through in the meat, and you're good to serve it. Everything was nice and crisp on the outside, and you can tell it's really tender on the inside. Can't wait to see these guys' reaction to this meat candy. The other thing is, when you have that tray, make sure that you've got a rack that drips onto a tray. Don't just drip that onto your drip tray in your Traeger. That thing will be a mess to clean up. While we're doing the end credits, guys, let's watch the turkey's reaction and see what happened with this. Remember to share, like, comment, and subscribe, and comment down below if there's anything else you want to hear from me. Guys, this is Six's Overdrive, and I'm out of here. Bye-bye.
Oh. Oh.
I gotta go to the bathroom.
Meat here, or? Well, you should have worn the depends.
That is really good.
Mm.
Yeah, you could. You haven't done this yet?
Not that kind.